Hi, and today we're joined by Robert Chattin, who's a member of the Employment and Training team, and is here today to talk about a particular project called Learn My Way. So welcome, Robert. Thank you for joining the show. I'm just going to start straight off with the first question. And the first question is, can you give us a brief description on what the service offers?
Yeah, thank you, Roy. Learn My Way is a very, very basic IT course. So effectively, we start from everything from turning the computer on, what does the keyboard and mouse do, how to use them, and then we work our way up to using basic Windows systems, so we could use how the menu works, what a taskbar is, and work our way up to using more complex applications, Word, Excel, things like that. So, but we also help people with their phones and tablets and things like that. So effectively, if they want to use an app on a phone, then what I'll normally do is show them how to do that. We also help people with accessibility software. So we've had a few people that have had hearing problems or they can't see very well, and what we do is we will go through and explain what the accessibilities that Windows can have and what software is out there for them to use a computer so they don't feel isolated, or it allows them to use that computer with ease. So that's sort of like in a nutshell what we actually do and what we offer.
What you offer, yeah, excellent, brilliant. Can you tell us what's changed, Rob, since lockdown?
There's actually quite a lot that's changed with lockdown. I mean, the one thing that I have noticed is that a lot of my regular, well, I'll call them customers that were at the DRC, have actually lost their IT equipment effectively because they've been using the DRC and libraries quite a lot, and with them closing, they've not had the IT equipment to use. So a lot of them have felt isolated when it comes to laptops and desktops and things like that. So what I've noticed is that I'm helping people use phones and tablets more. So they've actually realised that yes, I can use my phone and my tablet like I would a little desktop or laptop. So that's what I've actually noticed the change is that we're switching to tablets and phones. And the one thing I used to get was, no, I don't want to do online shopping, and I don't want to do online this, and I don't want to learn how to do this. And now it's all, can you teach me how to do online shopping? I need to know how to get into Facebook. I need to know how to use YouTube. So the things that before lockdown we didn't do, we're doing a lot more of those now. Like I said, online shopping.
So almost in some ways, you're kind of upskilling people in connection with the current situation with the corona.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's brilliant. Can you tell the viewers what's the eligibility criteria for the service?
So they have to be 18 plus. Yeah, they have to be 18 plus. Mm-hmm. There is no upper limit. So effectively, once you're 18 plus, you can, we have retired people on there and everything. So we've got people who are out of work, people who are in work. That doesn't matter. The only thing that they have to have is a disability. But we've noticed that a lot of services that are not catered for disabled people are also shutting. So I've sort of relaxed that a little bit myself, and sort of if they want to come on and they need help, then we will help somebody that doesn't have a disability, but they are supposedly have a disability. But that's what we do.
Okay, Rob. Next question is: Can you tell me what challenges you've faced with the current situation?
Yeah, the one challenge we have is because it's a very, very basic IT course. A lot of people don't have the video calling aspect of doing that, so they don't know how to use Zoom, they won't know how to use Skype and things like that. So trying to teach somebody how to use, say, like Word, Excel, even how to use something like Zoom without actually physically being there to point them out. It's more of a, what do you see on the screen now? And now explain what's on the screen. I can say, well, that's the button you press. And it's that sort of process instead of being able to see what the person's doing. Mm-hmm. So I've really had to use my own knowledge of what the package is, what it looks like, with the description, what they give, what they've actually done. So I think that's where the challenges come in. Because it's very basic. They don't have the knowledge to do Zoom or Skype or Teams or anything like that. So it's trying to get that information through without them actually physically being in the room. That's the challenge that we all have.
Yeah, and I can just imagine, because I do a little bit of training myself, and it can be difficult because trying to teach somebody, doing it over the phone, giving them instructions, you don't quite know if they're on the exact page they should be, and it can get quite boggy. So a lot of patience is needed, really. But I can totally understand that. Can you tell us, have you got any good news stories you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean, it comes back to not being able to have a conference call. I recently had a lady that came to me that wanted to do emails and learn how to do emails and learn how to use proper Windows 10. And on the very first meeting, she turned around to me and said, "I've just updated my Windows 10." And I was like, "Oh, okay, so now you've updated it, where exactly are you? Are you on the menu?" "No, I'm still trying to get through the update. I don't know how to do it." So effectively, I had to teach her how to get through the update before we could get to the Windows 10. So between myself and this lady, which I was very proud about because she did actually do a lot of the work, she managed to get through the update to Windows, and then we worked on using all of the other Windows software and everything, and she's getting on really well doing that now. But when we first got together, both of us didn't actually think that we'd get to where we are now. So, I was really proud of the lady that she managed to go through, especially with the anxiety that she did have when she first phoned up.
Yeah,
so it was really good.
And we all know them Windows updates. I'm sure our viewers can relate to them. They sometimes you wonder when they're worth. You see the dreaded update, and you kind of know you should update because of security, etc.
Yeah.
You also know it can open a can of worms sometimes. So to get one of our customers through that was pretty impressive, mate. Well done. Also, have you got any user feedback, particularly quotes that you've had back from some of your customers?
Yeah, I've had a couple. I mean, a lot of them are through helping people do online shopping. So it's like, if you hadn't learnt me how to use online shopping during lockdown, I don't know where I'd be. They're all on about allowing you to access them services that they're not able to access now. So it's all about, thank you for learning me how to use apps, things like that. So, all that one. And the lady that actually we got through to do the thing, he actually turned around and says, "I don't know how you didn't punch the wall and how you had you had the patience to actually get me through it, and why you haven't hit the wall or punched the computer yet." So, I've had some really good feedback, especially when it comes to what they do.
Brilliant.
That's what keeps you going.
Excellent. Yeah. And do you want to just give us a bit of information about yourself, a little bit of info about you, how you got involved with DRC, things like that?
Yeah. I was actually a service user when I first started, and that was about 6 years ago. 7 years ago. Started as a service user down at the Erdington Outreach at the Erdington Library. Was in there with John Ellis, and I think the IT tutor before me was in there, and we did a course, and I finished it on the first day with the IT, and went back the next day, and John Ellis, who was the tutor at the time, turned around to me and said, "Do you fancy volunteering?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, but I don't see what I could do, with what I do." And he went, "No, come in, have a go." So I volunteered. I help people do the IT course, and afterward he says, "Have you ever thought about doing like the job search for people? The computers?" So I was like, "Yeah, I'll volunteer to do the job search and sort of help people with the job search in IT at Erdington and Kitch Green." And then when the IT tutor left, they offered me the job as IT tutor, and I've been helping people ever since. But that all started from 4 years of volunteering, for the DRC. So.
Brilliant, and that's always been the big thing with the DRC that's really impressed me. There's so many people that came to access the service or volunteer for the service and now actually work for the service, which is brilliant. And I think it's something like 80% of the workforce that Disability Resource Centre have a disability. So, you know, it really is good stuff. Excellent. Well, thanks, Rob. Really enjoyed speaking to you today. Keep up the good work. And when you do watch this video back, make sure you give us a like and a share.
I will.
Cheers, buddy.
Okay. Bye. See ya. Bye.